Hey guys, Ethan here, and as you can tell by the title, today we'll be learning how to call on code every frame. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what the game is right now. Basically, it's a little Flappy Bird, very simple. When you right click, he jumps, but when you right click, nothing happens. So what we're gonna do to demonstrate how the code happens every frame, we're gonna, when you right click, is basically you're gonna slow down how fast he's falling by resetting its velocity. So to start, we're going to have to add a couple basic variables. So we're going to add a public integer, and we're going to name it glide time, basically saying when your bird will be gliding. And then we're also going to add a private float, and we're going to name it next action time. And we're going to set that equal to 0.0. We're also going to add a public float variable again. And we're going to name it period, and we're going to set it to 0.1. And I'll explain these later. You'll see how they come into action. So basically right here is when you left click, it jumps, right? So when we want it to right click, we're going to want it to glide. So we're going to want to put the right click in. And I'm going to want to put 1 in for right click. And then so we're going to want it, every time you right click, we're going to want to change the glide time variable to 1, and you'll see why. So every time it changes, it's going to change to 1, and then we're going to want another if statement, and it's going to check what the glide time is at. So if the glide time is equal to 1, then this code will happen. And basically we're going to want another if statement in here. This one will be checking the time, which is basically the time that the game is like running basically. And then we're going to want it to be greater than the next action time. And then under that, we're going to want to put next action time plus and an equal period. Oh, put that in the wrong word. Sorry about that. So this will be adding period to next action time. And so since the time of the game will keep going on as long as the game running, the game will be larger than next action time, since period is only 0.1, next action time is only 0.0, then this will keep increasing. Oh, I see why. Misspelled that. I'm sorry about that. So this will keep, time will always stay greater than next action time, since these variables are so slow, and time will always increase as the game runs. So basically under this, anything you add will always occur every frame. So what we're going to add is we're going to change the velocity of the character so that it is basically gliding. So that'll change. But we have to add one more thing. Since this occurs when glide time is equal to 1, we're going to have to change it so that somehow glide time will change away from 1. So what we're going to do is when we left click is when we jump. We're going to change glide time back to 0 so that when you jump, you stop gliding. So basically this is what is most important. This and these variables up here. These will check how long the time and the next action time. So as long as you have these right here and those variables, anything under it will be happen every frame, since time will always be larger than the next action time. So we're going to save this and we'll try it out. And there you go, you see it's gliding.